few more cuts, line up and weld it. It really shoots out there. Time to weld. Hello and welcome back to the Sned Shed. We are back here working on our FJ60 restoration project. This started off as two separate Land Cruisers. One of them was a rust bucket and one of them was wrecked. We decided to take the good parts of both, which meant cutting them both in half. So now we have the blue one, which was the rust bucket, the front half of that one, and the tan one, or gold, whatever color you want to call it, which was the wrecked one. It was wrecked in the front. So we have the best parts of both. And in the last video, we started making the final cuts before welding the two halves together. And now all that's left is to do the fine tuning of those cuts and start the welding process, welding them together. So pretty excited. We'll see how it goes. Might run into some speed bumps along the way, but stay tuned. All right, I think the first step, so just in case you haven't watched the last video, all the cuts we made have been close to where they need to be, but we need to get them exact and precise and all that. So I don't really know the best way to do this other than maybe using a sanding disc or, more precise cutter to get them closer. We also got to sand off all of these spot welds that were left over, because it's essentially 8 joints that we have to line up all at once and then start welding. Because there's the outer roof side rail, the inner roof side rail, the outer rocker, inner rocker for both sides, and then the floor. So I think we start off with cleaning up some of the spot welds, and then we'll get to cutting, I guess. I mean, yeah. It's also gonna be really hard to get them aligned exactly right. Not gonna be easy. We'll figure it out. Probably separate them first. All right, so what we were doing there is cleaning up the surfaces. So there was some leftover weld from drilling out these spot welds. So we cleaned up this one, cleaned up this one. We got some of these ones cleaned up. Now we're actually gonna make the final cuts. But before we do that, we're gonna spray some of the Steal-It. This is a weldable primer that will prevent this from rusting again. And we obviously didn't clean up the entire floor because we're only worried about this part right now. And then once we have one car together, then we can worry about the rest of the floor and all that stuff. But this is good because you can spray it on there, weld through it, and it'll seal in or seal out moisture, all that stuff. So we're gonna use this on this stuff, and then we're gonna make the final cuts, which is still obviously scary, but we have reference points for all the cuts that we're gonna make. For this one, it's this little, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a little indent, outdent, whatever you wanna call it, to make a vertical cut right here, and on the inner rocker panel on that one. And then on this one, we have these two holes. So that's the front hole and this is part of it. So we're probably gonna go right behind this hole and then try and get as close to that hole as possible. But we also measured, and between these two holes it's exactly 85 millimeters. So, and these two holes on the top as well, exactly 85 millimeters. So time to cut, spray some steel it, and have a ball. No instructions. Oh, it comes out. How do you think they make a weldable paint?
That's a good question, dude.
Make any sense to you?
Metal?
There's no ingredient label. No instructions, no ingredients.
Ingredients? Wrong word.
What's it called?
Formula?
Isn't formula just ingredients?
Nope.
Okay, quick update. We got all the mostly final cuts made. Now we're gonna try and put them together again. And then if we need to do any more fine tuning, I think we're probably 1 or 2 millimeters off on some of the cuts, but a lot of them are really, really close. So get them together and then should be ready to weld, hopefully, if everything goes well. All right, so we actually decided to clean off the areas that we're gonna be welding before we get them together, because it's easier right now as they're apart. So we got them cleaned off, which took like 3 hours. We're gonna hit them with a layer of steel it, and then we can get them together and hopefully see how close we are and get them welded. Thank you. Dude, this thing stuff shoots out. It's that time. Time to weld. We're gonna start with this joint right here. It's gonna be a butt joint. Really, all of them are gonna be butt joints, which is good news because that means the welds don't have to be as precise. Like, you're not looking for a really pretty weld. You're really just essentially making a bunch of tack welds along the butt joint and then grinding them down later. This joint right here is the only one that people are gonna see. So this is the only one that has to be absolutely perfect and pretty and grinded down well, and the bodywork done well. All the other ones are going to be hidden. We'll still clean them up a little bit, but we adjusted the settings and tested out a few welds first, because it's very thin metal and you obviously want penetration through the whole sheet of metal, but you don't want it to burn through and ruin the metal. So gonna do some tack welds and then probably move to a different area, let this area cool down, weld somewhere else, come back to this area, but because it's very important that the metal doesn't overheat and warp, and then it ruins the whole thing. So probably start here on this little joint. It's all perfect, but we'll obviously make it more perfect as we go through. This is scary and exciting. All right, so we got started on the other side. It's going okay. The welder's acting a little weird, which is not the worst thing in the world, because like I said, these welds don't have to be perfect, because you're gonna grind them all down anyway. Especially on this joint right here. The most important part is to make sure we're getting the right penetration and making sure we're not burning through the metal. But yeah, the welder's been a little weird, and I don't really know why, but we're doing it, or I just suck at welding.
Do you look at it when you're filming?
Sometimes, on accident, try to make sure I'm...
Wait, through the camera it still blinds you?
No, sometimes I do this.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's really bright.
I bet. So this inner rocker panel again is a little off, because they were, made at different factories or made different in that factory. But the one that we care about is this outside one. So the inner one, obviously we want a good weld on it for it to be strong, but this outside one is the one that everyone's gonna see. So we wanna make sure this one is lined up completely perfect. Then the inner one, we'll just make sure we get a good weld on, in theory. Okay, that's probably gonna be it for this video. We did a lot. We made a lot of progress. We finally made the final cuts to each vehicle, got them sandwiched up, and we started the welding process. We've got a few tack welds on this side, on here, on the inside, down here, and then on this side we have it almost all the way welded out. So like this one is all welded out. We just obviously have to do some grinding. We had a little bit of trouble with our welder. It was not really feeding the wire properly, but once we got it figured out, we started making a lot more progress. In the next video, we're probably gonna finish welding. Maybe finish welding, doing some grinding. Maybe get the B-pillars in. But I think we're finally one vehicle, so that's great news. If you have enjoyed this video or any of the others that you've watched, we would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.